Testing 1, 2, 3. You guys should be able to hear me now. Let me know what the sound sounds like. Hans, do I get access to it? Go to... You can check the link in the description. Maybe I should just add it for you guys. Patreon.com/HansCrypto. If you guys want to join there. I hope everybody is alright. Things have obviously been a little bit heated, a little bit disappointing, a little bit uncertain. Smash the like, share it out while we wait for people to drop in here. I'm going to close some of these tabs. And I'll open up TradingView here. So we will start with our macro view of things. And we will start, sounds good, 10 out of 10, good stuff. Okay, I'll show you guys quickly something here. This is commodities, right? These are your raw materials. If we put BTC over this line, obviously BTC is the purple or whatever color this is. It's like a red purple color, either way. Once you see commodities get expensive, BTC starts rallying, right? So it's quite interesting that we're just moving sideways here on the weekly for your raw materials. Now my theory is perhaps we need to see inflation come back for risk assets to rally. Can you believe it? Although BTC has been rallying since, since back here. So it is quite interesting. Once inflation really starts going, you get your peaks in risk assets, right? I'll just remove BTC here. The Bitcoin dominance, this chart is ridiculous, right? It's just been slaughtering everybody to the upside, destroying all of the altcoins. There's been weekly divergences. There's probably monthly divergences. Yeah, it's like monthly divergences showing up on this chart. It continues to grind higher. But this is obviously not where you would be swapping your altcoins for BTC. It should have been happening down here. You had a massive W breakout down here. Even if you took that breakout, you would still have done pretty well. And to be fair, if this is huge market structure here, that double bottom there, right? So if you start closing candles above 73%, we're gonna go all the way to 90 dominance for BTC. So we need to see some bearish structure on the short term, which would be like a double top, right? Which is kind of what is going on here right now. It's going to take a lot of effort to get back up there. Let's go down to the daily. We want to see droopy things going on here, and we don't really have that. This could be as bullish as it's bearish currently here. It's just consolidating, not doing much. But we would expect if BTC recovers here and really rallies, it's going to continue higher, unfortunately. And then we hope and pray that we get some resistance in these areas here. It's fruitless really to look at BTC dominance. Everybody and their mom has been wrong on it for a very, very long time. All right, BTC here. The next major support level was the previous top, right? You can see the price action at these areas. It also rejected before it broke out, so that's going to be a good area for support. This consolidation has been healthy, but some people will call this an F flag, right? So a continuation, a bearish continuation. Let's actually see where that measures up to. Oh, that's terrible. Let's be lenient with the bulls and put it up from here. Like right to 70k. And if that 73 does not hold, your next level is 66. For the bulls, You do kind of have some bullish structure here, right? The uptrend. I didn't want to actually lose that downtrend. This downtrend is probably very important. We kind of have some bullish structure here, right? You've got your higher lows and your higher highs. So technically it is an uptrend, right? The daily uptrend has changed, or the daily trend has changed to an uptrend. See what you guys are saying. Sounds good. Hans, not even a shock by any of the cause. Hans is not even shook by any of the cause. He's selling halves at 2x. Exactly. I mean, I'm just looking at these things to start creating some W's, right? Before I'll trade them again. But the problem, the whole issue here is that people have risked way too much money into something that is very obscure, very, very low, or very, very high on the risk curve. I've been preaching, 95 to 90% core for a fucking reason, and BTC and ETH should be part of that. And if you're 90% in PulseChain cores and Hex, that's still a little bit overexposed, right? If we follow my rules to the T, we should only be putting in 5% of our overall portfolio in PulseChain. And then from there, we can only use 10% of that 5% to dabble on these shitcoins. And honestly, they are shitcoins. Okay, most of this stuff in crypto is literally vaporware. It's sad that we have to come to that realization so far into the bull. But we should have managed our risk from the start. This is why I talk about these things endlessly. Yeah, so people are totally overexposed and too deep now to turn back, right? And I honestly do not understand how you would hold something down to death. And the same with holding something straight up. I get these comments so much. When I comment on tops, they will tell me that this time is different. PDI or Investor or PDGC, they will tell me the charts don't matter for these things. Like, I've heard this for years. And you have these over-emotional people that are way, way, way too over-invested in one ecosystem. I should have talked much more about these things in the past, and it's showing it now. And it's very much true. Every time I sold half on a double and prices, every time it happens, I feel terrible, right? Because you feel like you're left behind. At least you've got 50% in the market again to sell again. But there is not one coin. I've regretted a few. First one is Pika selling halves on doubles all the way up. But now look where it is. It's absolutely dead. PDI as well, was one that I felt multiple times that I'm making a massive mistake selling halves on doubles up here. But it's worked out absolutely perfectly. I should have maybe sold some of my PLS profits a lot more into stablecoins, or perhaps into Ethereum. But we'll talk about PulseChain and what we need to see there if it's all over, etc. Coinbase, I mean, the market was pretty dumpy yesterday, came back to retest all of these previous breakout levels. Coinbase is a proxy for pretty much everything, right? So we kind of have some W's here, everything in crypto, I should say. Dogecoin, looking strong here inside of its reload zone. That line there was my buy signal to rebuy Dogecoin. It's breaking out here now. You'll see some of the altcoins have already started to recover, where PulseChain is just making new lows consistently. The dollar, I mean, there's no support here. We're probably going to retest this area sometimes. This is definitely an oversold bounce that we're having here, and maybe we see that, right? You want the dollar to weaken for risk assets to do well. The S&P, I don't like this bottom that's formed here, but the S&P does bottom on V bottoms. Look at this V bottom here. This is kind of a W there. Massive V bottom here, massive V bottom here, V bottom here, and now we've got this. So the fact that we're getting like a small pullback here is actually pretty good. I'm still of the opinion that we're not going to see a bear market just yet. The ETH BTC ratio. Now, I mean, this could be market structure that it's forming here, right? But we would obviously, there is some small market structure down here. I can just put on the line chart and you'll see the cheeky little W there. And I mean, I see students of mine that's been with me for years still make this mistake. If the first V is higher than the second one, it's not a valid W. It's only a valid W once the second V is higher than the first one. It can be equal as well. It just can't be lower. Because that is technically what the double bottom is. You should defend the first bottom. Okay. So yeah, that's your weekly. We have that V kind of forming here. And remember, we want ETH to outperform BTC eventually. And I mean, you're at the bottom of the range of this chart, right? It's pretty ridiculous to be swapping your ETH into BTC here, right? But I mean, it doesn't mean that this low holds, right? If you lose this low, my word. But you still have the retest of the previous breakout level. You can see that W there. So markets like to retest previous breakout levels. We put it on the line chart, or on the candlestick chart. We can probably see it a little better. So that's your breakout level there. And we're trying to find support here. And we are, in fact, close the candle above it. We're now confirming this retest there. ETH is back to previous breakout levels, kind of acting as a resistance here, which isn't the best to see. But there is lots of support down here. It's just also a small little W that formed there. You didn't have the best W at first. This is why this came all the way back. Gold. We should have bought gold. Look at that. It's too late now. Stinky link. Formed some bullish structure. It's not the best. I don't like consolidations that are steep like this, but it could just be very, very bullish. Link market structure inside of its reload zone. This is this green line here. And the green line there, that's our macro reload zone. So let's in fact just zoom out a bit. Still inside of the macro reload zone. Just can you believe it? It is actually quite insane that we're still here. Pretty much everything has underperformed. And with unending terrible news for PulseChain, no wonder we continue to make new lows, right? So yeah, this is kind of just leaving value right now. But in the overall scheme of things, like a 5-year hold, this is still in value. So this is kind of giving us an idea of what the overall market is doing. Nasdaq V-bounce took a bit of that gains back yesterday. But this could just be retesting previous breakout levels. We can just see there's a little bit of a gap here, which probably should get filled first. You know, I don't like this bottom on the video. It's probably going to come back and fill this gap. And we need tech to be bullish. Others. Reload zone. So it's left value, right? This is all of your crypto total market cap excluding the top 10 and stable coins. really not in value. It's already left, but on the short term, you should not really be doing this. It's also not in value. Interesting. So others versus BTC. That's a V bottom. We probably have to come down, and then we go. The Russell, very weak, right? Looks like altcoins, just never getting a foothold. Solana got inside the reload zone. That is a V bottom, so we would expect a pullback, and then we go. I'm gonna go a little bit quicker through these, just so I don't spend too much time overthinking these things. Crypto market cap, I mean, there's nothing wrong here. This is the total market cap. US Boogie, nice to catch you again. Thanks for being here, guys. Total 2. Still higher lows. There's quite steep correction, but to be honest, I told this to my friends on Patreon that we deserve this massive pullback that's been going on for months now, right? It was terribly, very frothy around the market. So, and even Nvidia, the stock market, everything was just rallying to all-time highs. Yeah, so we're probably closer to rate cuts than we were previously. This is a very important chart, the USDT, but do keep in mind that they're constantly printing USDT. So, give me 1 second. They're constantly printing more USDT, more that can flow into the market. And I think there's probably a bit of a delay before it actually starts flowing into the market. So there is always upward pressure on this chart, and we want it to roll down. So it is a little bit relative. But either way, I actually thought it was starting to break down yesterday, but it's reclaimed that breakout level. There's lots of levels that it has already lost. Like these are some levels that it's lost. It's trying to hold on some more levels here. It's already lost that level. So there's lots of bearish market structure that's stacked on top of each other here. So there's definitely some pressure here. So that's where we kind of see a relief across the board, right? But once again, we want this to continue to roll over. This is your previous breakout levels, and we'll just ignore the candles, the wicks and the tails for now. So probably come back to retest the 431 if we start losing these levels here, which is good. So we'll see a rally as people flee their stablecoin positions to go into altcoins, BTC, etc. When oil is below 77 or 76, risk assets do well. We are on PulseChain. This is trading view. I don't think we really, yeah, I mean, we can do some analysis here. Oh, let's just look at the whole picture. Because we have to go to the start here. So still a massive downtrend, really, unless you start seeing W's on the other side of the downtrend. You don't really have to chase anything or catch a falling knife here at all. You know, this is going to take a lot of time. You know, it looks like right into 2026 if we just go off that massive downtrend there, right? This was our low here, which on the monthly we have like how many days? At the least, you would want to see this monthly reclaim that breakdown level here, at least, you know. That'll be good. Or a first step. It's not the end of the world, and we'll get to that. The weekly as well. This is now a confirmed breakdown of of this structure here. We've lost the lows. This is the candle closed below, and the next one is confirming. So once again on the weekly, which ends, we're on Thursday, 4 or 5 days, right? We would love for it to close above, right? Above that macro. And this is a valid data point. This is where the market opened, right? So, and if we go on the daily, you'll see the confluence around this level, right? Acted as support, found support, support, resistance, resistance, support, struggling to hold on here, and now losing it. Indicators, not yet oversold. If we put on the line chart, is this higher? 33.25, 33.27. So this is slightly lower, but this candle hasn't closed. If some strength comes in here, it'll confirm the third drive of bullish divergence forming. But there's no W here just yet. And on the line chart, I mean, if you want to be really, really... let's draw this out. Okay, so this is your downtrend. This is your bottom. You know, it rallies to there. And now it's here. So technically, you could form a W here somewhere, right? But then you would need to close above 29.2906. So you would need to have to hold these lows. We still have higher lows here, right? So you need to hold these lows, and you need to confirm candles above that. If that does, I won't mind if someone puts in 5% of their overall portfolio in PulseChain here. Or I'd say it's even a little bit safer if you wait for a weekly W, right? So it would look something. That's your bottom. We wait for the daily rally, put it somewhere there, probably not above these resistance levels. Retest, right, which still hasn't happened. We are pretty much, and then there, right? That would be your weekly W. But we're gonna have to see a rally somewhere here, right? It's gonna take some time, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, right? Retest a higher low, and then a break of the higher high. And in fact, I would say you would probably have to wait for that weekly W to confirm. That would mean a break above. You would have to close a candle above wherever that higher high comes in. And then a confirmation candle. That would mean another week staying, holding support above the previous breakout level. I mean, I will be here to tell you guys when that happens. So probably on PulseChain as well. I think we've covered enough here. My only concern is that this looks like, this is like bullish market structure if we invert this chart. And I'll just show you guys, talking about W's, right? We'll ignore the first part of this, but just to show you that this is still part of bullish market structure, right? I mean, that is as emmy as it gets, right? And that this would be your breakout level here, which we are currently trading above. I mean, that's my only concern, but this is just too trappy to me. Like, you know, they can easily just reverse it here. But anyway, we are not here to speculate. We're just to concentrate on the charts. The other charts kind of give us a better idea that it seems like we do still have some downside to go. And I'll show you guys here, because PLS looked exactly like this many, many months ago. Let me just show you guys. Probably have to check out the weekly. Right, this is the same levels that we are at with PulseX right here, right? Months ago, or yeah, this is weeks ago, a month ago, it looked, this is what PulseChain looked like. And we're now losing these levels. So that's yeah, I'll plot out some bullish structure areas, which would act as you know, previous breakout levels. So that's our first good market structure that we had. You can see the clear W there. I'll show it to you on the line chart as well. You know, there's your double bottom here and your higher high. Close above it, and there you go. There's another one here. You can see it here. Double bottom, higher high, and off you go. So there are two areas here that I'll plot that will act as pretty good support. So we'll have to hold to those areas. And if we come back to where we are currently at, there was no structure previously here. You can see this V bottom here, right? So the market's going to come back all the way to retest that levels. That's a V bottom as well. It didn't hold as support, right? And then there's no structure really to look at. So you've got those two lines. We're not close to it. We haven't even touched them yet. So, and PLSX won't go down alone. We've seen, if you look at the ratio, it's outperforming PLS consistently for a very, very long time. And this is quite interesting, the fact that this looks like a top up here. Let me show you guys. So that's your bearish market structure there. You can see the lower highs and the lower low. Market is smiling at you, wants to take your money. And I'll also show you guys this RSI is 76.13 and the RSI here was 75. So as you can see, the RSI second peak is lower. You can see it's lower than the first one. But if we go to the candlestick chart, this chart is much higher. So, and once it falls below the previous high, which started to form the RSI, then this is confirmed. So this is confirmed bearish structure on the daily. But if you look at these areas previously, this is where the ratio has bottomed many times before. Bottom here, I'll just plot it like that. So pretty much my point is that PLSX will only underperform PLS, well, this chart goes down, when the price of PLS is panicky. This is on PulseChain is your risk on indicator. That's just a fancy way of saying people are willing to take risks, like dabble on altcoins, etc., etc. You can see here, although it's close to the line, that was also the bottom of the ratio. And then again here, it was the bottom of the ratio. So pretty much my point is it hardly ever gets this oversold, the ratio, because PLSX has been so strong. Not only from the buy and burn, but it's pretty much provable that Richard Hart has been pumping this. Yeah, let's look out at the RSI here. So once again, if we plot the line here, you can see the previous times we got to these levels was in fact the lows on the ratio. And times to swap PLS for PLSX. Now, I can't swap it up here. I have to wait for these levels down here, which I might never get. And I'm fine with that. This was a previous low as well there. This was a low there. So you kind of get my point. Maybe a little bit more down. And you know what, if it continues downwards and we get this RSI, the lowest it's been, that's probably what we have to see. Is get this RSI lower than all of these peaks while still holding higher highs. So maybe come back to retest the 69 area and then we can continue. What's up, diamond-handed degenerate? So I've shown you the USD targets for PulseX, where our previous breakout levels was, which kind of shows us we might be having a little bit more lower. Let's look at the daily. I mean, the daily is not even oversold yet. No bull doves formed yet. No W's. You know, there's no reason to be jumping the gun here. We can just wait for a little W like that. Just want to check if it was valid. Yeah, it was valid. You see, we just wait for that W. You're not going to miss out of a lot of gains. So there's nothing here telling us that it's ready to go just yet. Let's look at Hex. If you guys want me to take a look at some of your charts, you should put them in the chat now, so I can get to them. So Hex here is bouncing off previous support levels or previous lows. Just see it's just holding on here. Has it pierced below it? Let's see if it's pierced. Yeah, it has pierced below it. Just pull up the RSI. Okay, once again, you know, if you see a V bottom like that on the chart, the market is going to come back all the way to retest it. There's no market structure here. This is what you call manipulation, right? And the chart or the market sees right through it. This is probably Richard Hart rallying us off the lows, defending the lows there. So I think this is going to happen. Yeah, the same with PLS. You don't want to lose these lows. Yeah, just to go back to PLS, because I never really finished what I wanted to say here on this inverted chart. So it's not the end of the world. We just have to recreate this market structure here, right? We need those higher lows. And unless we see that, we can just be patient and sit on the sidelines. We finished PLSX. Let's look at the Hex ratio versus PLS. Maybe that tells us something. The USD chart still tells us this it needs to go lower, not oversold just yet. You know, it can bottom here. Because this was a previous low as well. We showed that. But then it needs to hold this area here. Right? Create some higher lows, and then we can go. But now it still looks a little bit weak. Let's look at the PLS ratio. I mean, you're so far from the highs that it's just, I don't know. You know, it's probably not the time to be selling it. It's just waiting for that long to form. But I'm not a financial advisor. This is just what I am doing, right? I have strict plans for myself, and you probably have to figure it out for yourself. I don't want you to copy what I do. I want everybody to find what they like from me, keep some of the stuff they like, and learn their own method over time. No, I'm not here to tell you have to do what I do. Now, Hex is definitely not in value versus PLS here. What's the indicators like? Getting pretty oversold. You know, I would love to swap some PLS for Hex down here. I don't know if I'm going to get it. Either way, not oversold yet. There's no W. Lots of wicks on the chart. It just shows us the weakness in PLS versus even the cores, which I never thought would happen. I would think, when it has oscillated, right? There were times when Hex was very cheap down here. And if you bought the reload zone, you did pretty well. So we'll just have to wait for that again. I don't see why this shouldn't come to the reload zone. Markets, you know, they're all the same. So, you know, that is what I would like to see. But that would mean much more weakness in PLS, because PLS has not outperformed anything, especially in the cores, right? So if we have downward, if we want to see more downward pressure on the ratios, the only option there is more downside on PLS. And I would have never run my ecosystem like that. You know, you want lots of strength in your L1 or the native coin that everybody is trading against, that everybody has LP linked to. I don't know, maybe I'm not as smart as Richard Hart, you know, but I'm not. I not for one moment think I am as intelligent as he is. You know, not always overperform. PLS doesn't always have to outperform, but sometimes it has to. Let's look at what E-Hex is telling us. For macro cycle For macro cycle Bitcoin on time-based fib extension, are you still on track to finishing in Q4? Yeah, I still think it's fine. We still have enough time left. And even if you go back months, I would probably agree that we need like at least 4 or 3 months. I probably even told you guys that we need 3 or 4 months or even 6 months of consolidation for us to get the cycle to go higher. PDI, please. Sultan. Okay. So E-Hex, months ago when we started breaking out of these areas here, I was harping on like a madman, saying that only E-Hex has market structure, has weekly market structure. And we looked at PLSX and we looked at PLS. Only E-Hex had this little W here on the monthly or on the weekly. Sorry, let me just show you guys. There's your double bottom and there's your higher high, right? And now we've come back to retest it. Now this looks good. This looks like the consolidation or the retracement is done here, as you've now retested that previous breakout level. This is if we put it on the line chart, right? Let's just do that analysis. This line chart is also valid, and I've measured it out literally to the cent. You can see here 0.001088. Was this a V bottom? Oh yeah, it is higher. Do you see it's higher? I'm honestly so dyslexic. Like, I can see this. I I say that I read it off that it's higher, but my mind doesn't register that it is in fact higher. I'm like second doubting myself. But 99 is higher than 88, right? So that's a perfect double bottom there. So at worst case, we come back to retest that level there, right? Which we already have on the candlestick chart. Look how absolutely perfect the market is. It's just absolutely amazing to me. Look at that. So this kind of gives me a little bit of hope. Now, some people will probably tell you this is a head and shoulders, right? And here's the neckline. Like here. You're now below it. But no one shorts a pattern at the bottom of the range, you know? It's just, where are you going to put your TP? Anyway, let's not say the market has bottomed. We'll wait for confirmation. We'll wait for W's. So this is E-Hex ratio versus PLS. Let's pull up an indicator. Maybe we see some hidden bullish divergence. No, not yet. I would like for it to come here so I can swap some PLS for E-Hex. There we go. Something like that. Strong bearish divergence here on the weekly. E-Hex versus P-Hex. Frickin' hell, my top call was perfect. I should really go back to my Twitter and check that out. Because I remember the E-Hex guys was once again. Now, people will probably say that I'm one of the E-Hex guys because I kept believing and bought this bottom publicly. Yeah, so I really don't know. It seems like it still needs to weaken a little bit versus P-Hex, and obviously I want it in there if I'm looking to be a buyer. So nothing really to do just yet there. Look at the incentive token. I do have lines plotted here. Still holding this 1.335 level. That's 40.63, 40.89. So there's hidden bull divs that's formed there. Well, either it's very simple. if we lose this 1.285 level and we start closing candles, we're going to go straight to 0.63. Why? Because that's your W. You know, you need this market structure. This is probably organic, right? So we look at E-Hex. Richard Hart for certain did not buy E-Hex, right? And it seems like he didn't manipulate it here because it actually formed a double bottom. Now you go to the tokens that he actually buys, that we know on chain that he buys. PulseX, straight V bottom here. Because this is the E-Hex. The E-Hex has a little double bottom here. No double bottom there. Straight down, straight up. Manipulation. That is what market manipulation looks like. And then we know he buys Hex as well, PX. And what do we get? A straight freaking V bottom. Market manipulation. V bottom, market comes all the way back to retest it. You know, it might even retest the lows. So, it's a little lesson for you guys in markets. Okay, so the all controversial Atropa ecosystem. You asked for WBTC, and I'll just show you the chart quickly. Is there another WBTC here? Yeah, this one. Because I want the PLS ratio. I want the one with the most liquidity. Guess where we are right back to? Right back to the W. Now this was a V bottom here. On the line chart, it's a perfect little W. Let's see, I think it pierced through. No, it pierced through. So that's a V bottom technically. Not only on the line chart, but the candlestick chart. So if you know, if you saw this form, red flag should have already gone off. You'll be like, okay, this isn't healthy. This market is going to come back right to retest these breakout levels. And guess where we are? Right back to it. Right. If I wasn't looking at the news, I would probably buy some here. You know, but we don't have to rush it. We can just wait for the W to form. This is still a V bottom here. But on the line chart, that's a V bottom, right? So there's no reason to dive headfirst into these things. We can just be patient and wait for that confirmation. PDI. Let's see. If you watch my Twitch, you've probably okay, so you're piercing through lows here. No, that was our previous low. This is our previous breakout levels. So let's see if we had some confluence around those levels. Support, 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 resistance, support, support, close below, close below. There's no W here yet, so no need to rush this. You know, if you're a bull, you want to see something like that. A higher low being defended, right? Or it can be equally low. Right? Not too complex. You've heard all of these things already multiple times on the stream. If you're using the candlestick charts, and we will be as fair as we possibly could be. Let's get the path out. That's your downtrend. That's your bounce. That's your, you know, you need to hold this higher low, right? If you lose it again, you need to rebuild the structure. But this is a massive range, right? That is why I think it's possibly not the range. It's possibly going to form something. If it does find its bottom, you know, it's probably going to do something like this, something small, like that. Right? And I'll be here to tell you guys that the low has been broken, and you're gonna get it as soon as it happens on my Patreon. So, and I'll probably post it a few days afterwards on Twitter. So, I mean, if you manage your risk, if you only risk 5% of your lottery tickets, your lottery portfolio, you should be letting it run to zero, right? There's no use to be selling the lows, which could be the lows. I don't know. It could spiral to death all the way to zero. I do not know. G-Baby here still has 16k liquidity versus PLS. But it's simply come down to retest previous breakout levels. You know, that's a double bottom thus far. So once again, we don't have to. We can just be very, very patient here. We get out the path, right? Right? There's no need to chase this. We can, or catch a falling knife is a better way of saying this. Right? PTGC. People told me this can never go down. Look at that. I think bonding the liquidity has now proven to be a very stupid idea. It's a good lesson to learn. This hasn't slowed down just yet. This is going much lower. And we'll look at the PLS ratio. It's pretty much just at the 61.8. It's bouncing off there. Can't get it here, you know. Probably does something like that. But once again, reflection tokens, we've seen them in the previous cycle. Especially those that reflect liquidity back into the LP. Because you're constantly adding sell support to the upside. You're adding more sell pressure on top and at the bottom. You know. But that is only buy support for those that earn a lot of reflections. So it kind of cancels it out. Anyway, there's different types of reflection tokens. I don't even think PTGC reflects into the LP, so it's not the same as SafeMoon. Any other tokens you guys want me to take a look at? I just quickly want to go to my live viewers 18. That's poor, hey? $300 viewers on Twitter, but mostly those are bots. Now I'll cover some of the others. Teddy Bear. Guys, this is pretty insane. Look at this. Okay, let me just... I'm not plotting it from here. I'll just show you guys. It's pretty insane. So this is the bottom of the Teddy Bear wick, right? I'm zooming all the way in. And what we're going to do is we're going to plot with a magnet. I always use the magnet tool, so it plots it perfectly on that level. Now look how insane this is. It's to the exact same point. Look at this. It's insane. Look at that. It's a little bit lower, so you've lost these lows as well. It's pierced through it for Teddy Bear. Honestly, I don't know why. It did well because it was bonded to LP. But to call something, because this is the ticker, right? Teddy Bear. It's the most foolish ticker ever. You know, if it was just a bear. And it's just a bear. I have no idea why this memed. I never saw a meme of it. Just this weird AI generated stuff. I don't know if it's dead, right? This might be the bio of the century. Let's look at the indicators. There's bullish divergence there. Can you believe it? So, I mean, if this ever is to recover, if the Atropa ecosystem is ever to recover, we don't have to catch a falling knife here once again. We can just, wait for this W to form. The higher lows, right? The higher lows. But it looks brutal. It's lost a lot of structure. Lost your previous lows. Lost your first bear market lows. But this is the first time it's ever been oversold on the RSI. You know, I used to look at these charts and it used to confuse me so much how it never got oversold. But now we know why. Yeah, so it does look ugly. But it can easily just W out and go again. But there's no need to like risk thousands of dollars on this. Like, look at these small buys. Like, what's $20? And $20 is a lot for some people in some places in the world, right? But if you've got a 100K or even a 50K portfolio, this is like the kind of the risks you should be taking on these things. I mean, we can probably try cover some other stuff. Just quickly flip through them. Oh yeah, remember. What is it? I have it somewhere on my watch. Oh, here it is. I don't know the intricacies of these. This is like, but once again, as soon as you see something like this, you just know this is market manipulation. This is a V bottom. Markets hate V bottoms. So I don't think this is done just yet. I think this is coming down all the way down here. And that is in fact where I bought this. Like right here on the breakout, somewhere here. I see a V bottom. Yep. If you didn't sell that top here, this is probably the complacency bounce here that gives you a chance to get out. In fact, the complacency already happened here. Look how it got rejected at the 61.8. Right? And down you go. This is what you call a dead cat bounce. Yeah. Pretty much, let's see where this is in value, right? This is where we should have been getting some. I mean, I don't know what's with these reflection tokens on PulseChain. There's a little bit of a retest there that looked pretty well, but you know, this, I don't trust this. No way, I don't trust this. You know, best case scenarios, you get something like that. And sometimes it's fine, guys. Let your tokens consolidate, right? Like a pullback can be very, very healthy. Let's look at the PLS ratio. We should really look at these versus the PLS ratio. Oh, you can see that's my buy there. Either way, I can't touch it. If it's going, I have to let it go. But I would probably get that, buy that. Let's quickly go through some of the RH memes. All of them are taking immense punishment. But when I look at these things as RSIs, they're indicators. Look how high these indicators still are after massive, massive corrections. You know, he honestly loves to rally the market of V-bottoms. I don't get it. I think Richard Hart wants to leave the market behind, you know. But you can't rally the market off its lows because you don't know if the sellers are exhausted yet. You need that higher low and the higher high to tell you that the sellers are exhausted and the buyers have now taken over. Rallying it then afterwards, you know, you don't rally it here. You wait for the sellers to get exhausted. This is their exhaustion, right? They can't push it down below the previous low. And then the buyers win. This is the flip of the market, right? This is where the buyers win. This is where you should be buying as soon as it breaks out here. Don't give the sellers a chance to get a higher exit. So yeah, I think this is, he's probably realized this now. So he's waiting for these sellers to get exhausted, you know, on PulseChain. Because previously it's just rallied these things off its lows. Like this one is a perfect example. Right here, rallying it off its weekly lows. Right back. Because the sellers weren't exhausted. They still have bags to sell. Yeah, look at this. When I got to my content community. Look at this. We are now below this, right? It's actually crazy. ETH is really, this is a year ago, is only now breaking out of his accumulation. This is where Richard Hart should have gone long. Right? Perfect Wyckoff accumulation there. Anyway, I'm just bragging about myself here. I should finish this live stream. How long has it been? Any last questions? Please get them in if there's tokens you want to take a look at. No, I can't find it. Anyway. Let's see what you guys are saying. Time, internet, money. Oh yeah, it's on my main page here. So I think time is the token that you get paid in. Oh, no. So this is bearish, right? That's bearish divergence on your weekly. But this is way too early. The week hasn't closed. It'll also only be confirmed once you close candles below the previous high that formed the bearish divergence. Right? So versus PLS. You know, if I have a bag, I would probably take off half here and let the rest run. Let's see what the daily is looking like. Daily is diverging from previous highs as well. Definitely not the place to be going along here, because you're pretty much most likely buying the top here. And we can readjust this fib as we've made new highs. You should have been interested down here, right? Where was our previous lows? Our previous highs. It was probably here, right? You should have been interested down here. Yeah, never really gave you a chance again. Huh. These guys that bought down here did pretty well. Very nice. There you go, it's late. But someone's obviously been chasing this because of the, if you know, you know. The Rabbi Shizman is V-bottom. Or no, it actually looks like if we go on a daily, it's probably going to have a little W. Yeah, there you go. So that's your W breakout. This is probably the better buy, But people will realize that they should probably chase the beta instead of the alpha play. So I think this is a reward token. I should really study it. I'll probably download it if Arabi releases us. I'll ask them if they want a tutorial on it. A trading tutorial. Maybe I'll make a video about it. That's a V bottom there though. Daily has a little. You know, it's probably going to come back and retest it here. And then go. What else is green today? UFO, Wealth, Mary Fort. Up and UpX, okay. When you looked at IME, that was against PLS, not against USD. Yeah, we don't look at USD charts here because we want to make more PLS, right? We don't want to make more stablecoins. So this is actually the way you should be looking at it. I understand if some people want to look versus USD, but I'm not taking my profits into USD, right? I'm taking my profits into PLS. I should have already checked it out a long time ago. What's up, Lucky Luke 369? But I will look at time for you versus PL versus the USD ratio. You know, versus USD, it's a totally different story. Not really in love with this chart. You know, if these lows held like here, it would have looked much better. V bottom, right? Yeah, no, this is going to come all the way down to retest these lows. Wherever it tops out, it's going to do that. But generally, markets wick like this. This was probably the bottom, you know, because good news like that kind of makes the bottom. But it's going to come to retest. You can't rally the market of V bottoms like that. I mean, to be fair, you know, to be really, really fair, that is technically a W. So probably come down to retest that. Although it's not pretty, to say the least, not symmetrical at all. It is what it is. Can't chase that though. In the overall scheme of things, I mean, if you are bringing in new fiat and you don't even want to touch PLS, you just want to touch the other things, and I probably still wait for a little bit of a pullback. You know, I hate buying big green candles. Right, because IM is in USD mode right now. My apologies, Mr. Sir. Sometimes I do get a little bit confused. I do apologize. Let's just see if this was in fact the low and not a V bottom. Okay, so this is a V bottom. This is the weekly. Let's look at the daily. There's a small little W down here. Well, good on you if you bought that. I can't chase it here, right? This looks nasty. There we go. But this has spent a lot of time in this range. Won't be so surprised if it just reverts back. This has not really created any higher lows, so it's going to need a little bit more time. Sorry, Avsynth. I made a mistake. And you wanted to look at up and UpX. Got a little new banner. V bottom right on USD. looks like looks like the PulseChain chart. Quite overextended here, hey? Very, very high on the RSI. No bearish divs just yet. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, so strong bearish divergence here on the daily. This price action is higher, but the indicators are lower. It's been confirmed. So definitely not a place to be buying. You should be looking for a little bit of a pullback here. And this looks healthy. Right back into this massive pocket of trading that happened here. There's going to be lots of support there. Up X. So you can see from this high here, I already thought that it needs to come back. So it's probably a bit higher. But what happened here is we're most likely going to see a bearish divergence between these things and the RSI. Let's see. Actually, I am wrong. It disqualified the... And I should probably look at this versus PLSX and not versus PLS, because this is leverage on PLSX. Though definitely not the place to be buying, because you're very, very high. I would probably sell off on a double here. I don't like this double bottom here, but it is valid. You can see the W breakout here, but that's very, very high. Now we're not in the reload zone, so we can't even look at it. Smash the likes, guys. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Oh, Rob. No, I'd probably have to go through all of these things systematically to see which of them are breaking out. I am be looking at them every now and then, but this kind of the wind went out of the sails of PulseChain. You know, people aren't really speculating that much unless Richard R tells us to create a meme coin, like the extractor meme yesterday. That created some nice volume. But there are some interesting memes that's been coming out. Teddy's girlfriend. That didn't work out, so I'm going to remove that from my watch list. Bonnie I quite like. It seems like these guys have plans for more stuff. It's Richard's first car. Oh, well, it needs more time, it seems. But anyway, I've gotten some of this. Market cap is small. Check out their Twitter. Like they seem to have plans to do more stuff. So like the Nest Fab. What is this XHSD? XHSD. Exhaust. $4K market cap. So I'll add it to the watch list. Chart doesn't look great. This bond off PulseChain is the reward and burn token for Bonnie. Feeling 50% of supply was sent to the burn address at launch, and all LPs have been burned for stability. Every transaction rewards holders while simultaneously burning Bonnie, ensuring long-term stability. Okay, so it's like a reflection token that's built on top of it. Beat. This looks terrible. Probably. Kind of forming some structure there. Beat. PGCF. P Gold Visa. Kind of look like it's bottoming here. No, check your higher lows. I mean, almost more liquidity than LP. And I think they're still active on Twitter, so they should just continue being active. Let's see here. Yeah, 7 hours ago. Oh yeah, this is also Beat. They have 2 tokens, Beat. Morning Hans, did you chart at BGGC? I was late to join. I said a few words about it. It's literally at the golden ratio for its PLS ratio, but I think it does have a little bit more downwards to go, unless the old P die and itropa thing clears up. I don't see BTGC bottoming, right? They're very, very connected to that LP pool, if I'm not mistaken. So what's up, Fresh Hans? When will this shit go up? Did we have to be patient here unless we see those double bottoms come in? You don't like the bottom structure because it's not rounded right on UpX. I mean, it doesn't have, you know. Yeah, I mean, you can say that, right? This is what the rounding looks like, right? It's just these higher lows. And generally, if you see a long rounding effect, like that's quite bullish. You know, the longer it goes, the better. Astro Pepe. This actually bonded and did pretty well. Some bear divs there. Very, very high. I should probably be selling a little bit more of this. Versus PLS, just straight up. So it's obviously not the place to be buying. AOC, the big brain guys kind of liked this. But she is hot. Oh, well, it looks like it's failed, so I'll have to write that one off as well. We looked at Remember. Flexmas, I think this is like part of the Remember ecosystem. Just fully down. It's heavily hyped. But I mean, this is back where you should be interested, right back to this W. Maybe I should buy some of this. I'll ask in my Discord what this is all about. Earn yield every single day without lifting, just hold Flexmas and no contract interaction. Rewards distribute 2 to 3 times daily, slower but more efficient. Only holders ranked at least page 7 qualified. Okay. Let's check out the socials quickly. Pretty sure it's part of that. Oh. And these people, I give them all free publicity. They won't even follow me. Yeah, it's the OG web chef thing. Should I write it down so I can get some? Because this is where you should be interested, right? Everybody chased to the Remember ecosystem up here. What's the date? The 3rd of the 27th. Buy Flexmas. What else can we check out? Let's check out their website. Oh yeah, this is a Finvesta ecosystem. Let's see what Finvesta is doing. I got attacked for posting that I thought Finvesta would come down all the way. And these are people that have seen me perform pretty well throughout the whole bear market, and they still doubt me. You know, there's no real structure here. I'm quite surprised that it actually found support here. So we'll put on the 61, the 70. We'll take off the 61.8. Not in the reload zone. I don't like that V bottom. No, I don't like all of this space here. No, that's quite scary. No, because you look left. You know, if it's only white candles, you're gonna see only blue candles on the other side until you get to some structure, which is here. And if that doesn't hold, you're coming. I mean, dude. Anyway, we're gonna have to give this some time. Should probably have bought a little bit down here. Anyway, it's probably the best you can do. What's up with Grand Token? I mean, Grand Token is still trading there, right? It's grand, eh? There's still 2k liquidity. I mean, it looks like all of the other shit charts on this chain. Fudded to death by everybody that hates me. So that's life for you. What can I do? Start buying up this token myself and just be exit liquidity for others? No, I'm not doing that. Actly is fucked. Pub is fucked. This was attacked by friends of mine. Copied the exact same system, the exact same plane, the exact same name, the exact same indicator. Anyway, what can you do? Pretty demoralizing when you get attacked by everybody, even people who claim to be your friends. I mean, we've covered pretty much anything. Is there anything else you guys want me to take a look at? Geez, if you know about Grand Token, you've been here for a while. Yeah, Steve says here in my Discord, Obi Web Chef benefits from the latest events. See what the Tang Gang is doing. 9mm. Oh no. It's not good to split mind share. Somewhere it is going to suffer, right? Because if you give money, free money somewhere, because they're holding a token here, they're gonna sell it. Somewhere, either here or there. That's what I think. HOA, under 1 million market cap. Let's look at the USD value. Not even oversold on the daily just yet. I don't see it going lower than this range that it's in. Don't think so. Dick with bat, I think this got destroyed. Reach out and save yourselves. Johans, what's your thoughts on PulseChain state of the affairs at the moment? You should watch the whole video. What do you think about PulseChain ecosystem? You guys should go back and watch the start of the video and fast forward. Put it on 2x. Now, we've discussed all of these things already. You guys know I don't care much about narratives. Because if you followed the narratives on Solana, you would have sold the bottom at $8. And it's sitting at almost 150. And went much higher. Because it was the worst time to be in Solana. All you can do is wait for W's on the chart. Or market structure. Yeah, I think with about... Screwed. I mean, we can't blame anybody that launched tokens on PulseChain. I mean, even the best, even the tokens that performed the best. I mean, if we look at something like Pika, for example, this was the fairest it could get for Pika, right? Because it was a CTO, a community takeover after the developer rugged, right? And this was all the rage, I mean, through here. And it's also died, and there's no, although they've rugged, you know, what else is there? What other meme coins? All of them have died. You know, we were sold, well, you guys were. My plan has always been to sell halves on doubles back into PLS with my profits. But everybody else, I mean, I've seen this rodeo once before, right? You know, the cycle is the same every time. They just use different words. So this time it's a believer cycle. Believe in something, right? And every fucking thing has round tripped immensely. Lost to their lows. And not only the meme coins, but I mean, even the utility shit. Look at Trump. Let's look at Fartcoin. Let's look at PopCat. Let's look at Giga and FWAG. These are like the largest meme coins, right? That look at that. You know, if Trump is a buy, I'll put an alert here. Goes over $12.46. So that is your signal to go long on Trump. I mean, if PulseChain looked like this, I would have been celebrating. Guys, we're forming W's. We're forming higher lows. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Right, and no one wants to touch Trump. I promise you. No one is looking at this chart right now. Right. So I promise you guys, the meme coins are gonna be back once the risk returns. I bought literally the bottom of Fartcoin. There's my breakout level, like somewhere here. I'm almost at a double, and I have a sell order ready. This is that rounding you were talking about, right? Guys, everybody thinks it's over, right? A little bit oversold already here, so maybe we come back. We probably come back all the way, retest this, and then we go. That will give you your weekly market structure as well. Let's look at PopCat. Yeah, to come back to my point, it's like I'm getting like, oh, what happened to Gran? My fuck, guys, these are billion-dollar meme coins with massive institutional backing, and they've all been fucked. But it's forming some structure there. You see the trend has changed. Look at Solana. No one is looking at these meme coins. Look at that. This is forming lows here. So yeah, this is why I'm not giving up on the cycle just yet. Look at Giga actually forming a bottom there. You know, everybody wanted these meme coins up here. This is where you should have been getting them. I don't know if these are the bottoms, but the risk is definitely coming back. No, it's going to lag a lot until it gets to PulseChain, because we've been under immense pressure and immense FUD. You know, all the people that hated on me for Charizard, it's holding up better than Pika. You see, it's already lost these lows that it's formed there. Charizard's still holding here. Good time to launch a meme coin on PulseChain or wait for recovery. It is probably not the best time to do it now. Leave PulseChain as soon as possible. Shit coins at best. Everything is a shit coin, dude. But you have a point. Most people on PulseChain are only holding PulseChain. So they're overly exposed. And you can see them emotionally absolutely losing it. I should probably have been much more vocal, encouraging people to at least hold some BTC and ETH. Well, anyway, I can't tell people what to do. Any thoughts on on COC and HA multi-chain utility? You know, if the chart is not reacting, you can spin me whatever narrative. You know, HOA is still holding its range, so it's doing fine. I like the COC, these guys, because they're building pretty cool stuff. This chart is incredibly volatile, which I don't know really why. There's not a lot of liquidity, and it is a meme coin, so I mean, mintable. Oh, really? Oh no. Oh, we will have to see if that function has been run before. But I don't, doesn't look like it. Contract is verified. I wonder why some contracts do that. As soon as you want to look at the contract, it just kicks you out. Yeah, it's brutal. I understand, guys. Does not look great. But you guys pretty much know that I've been very vocal about wanting lows to hold and saying the importance of that. Now, it's not the end of the world if you lose your lows, but you're gonna have to spend some time, you know, consolidating. What are my thoughts on Sonic? You know, I just like charts, dude. Oh, this looks nice. It's just S, right? Yeah, Sonic. Oh no, that's not the right one. I hope there's a chart that continues. Let's see. Okay, yeah, so it is continuing. The chart continues to trade here, which is good. No, I know. I'm not stupid, dude. The chart of FTM continues trading here, because you can see it's still trading of the 24th of March. Or 17 March. Okay, so it doesn't... let's go to the daily. You know, see, it's the 27th, so they just continued the chart, which I think is a good idea. So, because the chart is important. I mean, it's holding, man. Yeah, I can't fault someone if they're buying here. You've held your lows. Yeah, but there you go. It looks the same as Link. You're inside the reload zone. Like everybody wanted it here on the release of Sonic, right? And you just got fucked. You're right back to where you should be interested. You've held your lows. You've got market structure. I think I can't fault someone for going along here. But then again, are you going to put in your whole portfolio like the PulseChain people? Is of course you're not. But this is how retailers think. They're absolutely retarded. So they'll go all in one thing, and as soon as they're down 10%, they'll go into something else. So, you know, if you want to put 5% of your overall portfolio, if I wanted to put 5% of my overall portfolio in here and go trade some tokens on Sonic, you know, I can't fault the grand if she wanted to do that, because that is where she should be doing it. Not only this, you're in the micro reload zone, which is from the low to the previous stop in the bull market, but in the overall schemes of things, it's still in the reload zone. It's below the 78.6 level. It's still 80% down from its all-time high. It's where you should be interested. Now, if I go to Sonic, you know, what is there something going on here? What's the highest market cap token here? Oil. Dawa. You know what? I should probably be putting in, because it is, for some reason, you can hear the stirrings. Okay, Beats. So I mean, these are all farming token. Beats is farming tokens. Anon, Anon, X. We all gonna make it. Where do we even start? This is Beats staked Beats. Doesn't tell me anything. This is the largest market cap token on this chain. That's the thing, you have to spend a lot of time on ecosystems to get that edge that you are looking for. What is WS? Wrapped S, probably. You know, none of these are going to have large charts because it's a brand new chain, right? All of these have brand new charts. Okay, so these are the tokens that are trending. 300k market cap. Ghibli Doge. Oh, Pump Swap via Pump Fun. You know, I have to spend a lot of time. What's going on here? Oh, I'm not on Sonic anymore. What am I doing? Okay, so we'll look at the tokens that are trending. 1.8k market cap. Let's just open a few of them and see if there's anything interesting going on there. Petroleum, oil. Okay, there's a oil meme coin for you. Fuck. I mean, do they have a Pump Fun platform? ShadowDex works to drink way faster than pillars and pillars in general. ShadowDex. I guess that's their main dex where you trade it on. Oh, Shadow Exchange here, this thing. Okay. You know what? I'll have to spend a lot of time, you know, looking at these things for it. Is this the exchange? This looks actually really, really good, but it's a bit too late. BNX, I don't know what that is. Sheep. Yeah, there's a sheep meme coin. Looks like PulseChain, you know, everything just dies. Navi. The super dex for perpetual trading. So this is infrastructure, which is probably a good thing once you get to a chain to get into, right? That actually doesn't look bad. Snake is dead. Died a pretty quick death. Don't know if is this a meme coin? Let's see. Experiment algo token on Sonic. Algo token. Algorithmic token. Whatever that is. Navi. Metro Derp goggles. Equalizer. Equalizer is a dex as well. X5. Knuckles. I remember Knuckles. Hog, Hubble, Brush, Ice, Coal. Metro. Metro is a DDL decentralized exchange bringing liquidity book to Sonic. Trade on zero slippage. What's the market cap? 4 million. Derp token. 7.9. Does look bad. There's a little meme coin trading going on there. Goggles. Goggles doesn't look bad. Knuckles. Knuckles looks like it's bottoming down here. I think, isn't Knuckles like the top meme coin? Why does it sound so familiar to me? Maybe we should go launch some shitcoins on Phantom, seeing as I've been ostracized from the PulseChain community anyway. Am I still live? Yeah, I'm still live. It's been an hour and 40 minutes, so I think we'll finish it off here. I wish you all the best. Stay in there. Do what you have to do. Play from a position of strength. Please don't get wrecked, guys. Don't go all in on PDI when there's so much uncertainty. Like, I'm not picking sides. I want nothing to do with this argument. I've been selling halves on doubles on the way. I bought like some PDI at what the price is currently at, like a little bit below where the price is currently at. You know, and it wasn't even a lot of money, a very, very, very small percentage. That if that goes to zero, it's like water off my back, right? I don't want any part of this. I'm staying on the sidelines. All I'm doing is watching the charts. So I wish you all the best. Thanks for watching.